Alrighty, boys, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with another reaction. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are here doing a reaction to what is Character Court Ichigo Kurosaki v Hollows. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know exactly what I'm getting into here. I'm gonna be real. But I saw the thumbnail, I was like, oh yeah, we need to see this. We need to see this. Me personally, I think I already know how I am gonna feel about this because I already, based just off of the thumbnail, I already know how I feel about this. I've been screaming it from the rooftops for years at this point, but I think this just needs to be a video. Considering this guy, it looks like he's just starting out. Quagsire, with a hat on, 398 subs. Is like it sounds like this guy's just starting out, and the algorithm is kind of cooking him right now. So I was like, hey, let's go ahead and react to this, see what he got, and see what this video is looking like. So without further ado, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll leave the link down to this guy's channel down below, as always, and let's go ahead and get straight into it.
I swear, Ichigo Kurosaki is like the main reason why every emo kid I knew wanted to dye their hair orange. What's good, hookers? I'm a literal nerd, and welcome to Character Court, the show where I, your favorite nonagenarian, present to you a character who's been falsely accused of being a certain trope, and show you, the ladies and
I like the
gentlemen
fact
of
that
the
he's a
viewership, the
Quagsire.
evidence
That's
for
the
why
crazy
they're
part, bro.
right. The defendant today is Ichigo Kurosaki, the substitute Shinigami of Karakura Town. Mr. Kurosaki, or as I should say, has been accused of being a goalless protagonist.
Bro, the amount of times I've seen people do this shit, and people still do this to this day, where they try to say that, oh, Ichigo, because he's not screaming, he wants to be Pirate King or freaking the Hokage every episode, that he's goalless. And I'm just sitting there just like, I've been preaching this shit for years, bro. But first of all, he's not even a goalless protagonist. That's already incorrect because he stayed well on within the freaking first portion of Bleach, like in the substitute Shinigami arc, that he wants to protect people from hollows. Like, automatically right there, you're already wrong. But then on top of that, it's like, bro, you got characters like Superman, if we want to go there. Characters like Spider-Man. They have no goals other than wanting to protect people, but yet you see these same people glaze the hell out of them, but then want to talk shit about Ichigo. And I'm not gonna lie, I blame this mostly on, once again, the hate that Bleach got back in the early 2000s, and now because it's still popular to hate on Bleach, though not as much now as it was before. In fact, Bleach has actually been getting more respect as time has been going on, especially thanks a lot to the Thousand Year Blood War. It's like, people are finally starting to get it. But you still see it every once in a while, especially on places like Twitter or TikTok, with, especially for some reason, it seems like new gen fans, or, new anime fans who just got into the anime in 2020, or, it's like, for some reason, every single time, there's always this dumbass argument about the fact that Ichigo is a goalless protagonist, which makes him bad compared to, like, if you're talking about Big Three, specifically Naruto and Luffy. And I'm just like, bro, like, bruh. First of all, you're wrong, because he already stated his goal well on it. That means that you just, majority of the time, didn't read the damn manga or even watch the show. But then on top of that, you were just glazing Spider-Man in a post not even 2 seconds ago, and he don't got a goal other than protecting people either. He ain't trying to be the best hero on Earth. He's not trying to be the president or anything like that. He's just a normal human, which, hilariously enough, technically Ichigo is just a normal human outside of all the other stuff, who wants to live his life and protect the people he cares about at the same damn time. Now, what's the problem here? What are we doing? I don't know, man. I've been screaming this shit for years, but yeah, I could probably go on Twitter right now and find some idiot talking about how because Ichigo's the only one who doesn't have a goal, that just makes him a bad protagonist. I could guarantee it right now. I can guarantee it. I've been screaming this shit from the rooftops, bro. But let's go ahead and get straight into it, because I already know this man, he's about to cook. He's about to cook.
Trope necessarily. However, it is an accusation that I will not only prove false today, but also showcase how the story of Bleach is built around said goal. As per usual, I will only be using the canon material, so no movies, games, or filler arcs. I'll only make an exception for the Thousand Year Blood War anime, as it's meant to rewrite and fix certain parts of the manga version. Got it? Good. Now,
all right, let's get it.
What's an Ichigo?
They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
Let's
Before
get
we
it.
get started,
That drink looks awesome, by the way.
For some advice on making a Bleach video, and they gave me this paper. So, let me have a look-see here.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Simple enough.
Does that say, hold on.
Something something fuck Super Eye Patch Wolf and his Bleach video, right?
Yeah. Yeah. His video was quite literally, along with a bunch of other people who just hopped on the bandwagon back in 2016, one of the main reasons why Bleach even to this day still gets idiots talking about nonsense, bro. I'm telling you. It's bad, bro. It's really bad. At this point, the salt's already been done, bro. He already made a video apologizing for that because a lot of his stuff that he said was kind of just nonsense anyway. He already apologized for it. Nobody really cares about that anymore. But man, was it bad back in 20... Like, that video was bad. When he made that nonsense, fuck, man, it was bad.
That's how these Bleach videos work. Jokes aside, this Dawson's Creek casting looking ass bitch is Ichigo Kurosaki, the main protagonist of the manga series Bleach, written by Tite Kubo, and serves as the substitute Shinigami of Karakura Town, Japan.
I like this guy's presentation, by the way. His video presentation, I like how he's doing this. Already, I can tell this channel's gonna grow.
Their jobs are to guide souls to an afterlife known as the Soul Society, and to purify hollows, a type of demonic spirit that serves as the main antagonist for the first arc of the story. Ichigo's powers were given to him by a Shinigami named Rukia Kushiki as a last-ditch effort to protect his family from a hollow attack. This is just a bare-bones synopsis of the series itself, because I don't want to spoil too much. It's one of my favorites, so I highly recommend you pick it up. Now, on to the next chapter.
Wait, Crunchyroll? Hold on. Hold on. Hold everything. Crunchyroll? I thought, if I'm correct,
so I highly recommend you pick it up.
Amazon Prime. Oh, watch and read. Okay, that makes more sense.
On to the next chapter.
I was about to say, as far as I know, it's Disney, Disney Plus, and Hulu.
To say that if your story is about a goal-oriented protagonist, then the goal becomes the story's framework, right? Let me explain. If the protagonist's goal is for everyone to live freely and pursue their dreams, their allies, antagonists, and themes should all revolve around it. An example of this would be Avatar. Aang's goal is to stop the Fire Nation from conquering the world, as well as to stop the 100-Year War. One of Avatar's main themes is to live in balance and in harmony with one another. Fire Lord Ozai's theme and what he represents are the exact opposite of Aang's, being the driving force behind the war and the main antagonist of the series.
Man, Avatar was good, man. Avatar Last Airbender to this day will always be, hands down, one of the best shows of all time, bro. Don't care what anybody says.
One correct way to write a story, and they won't pretend otherwise.
Facts.
We must ask ourselves.
That's actually facts. And unfortunately, a lot of new gens need to hear that. Because, unfortunately, in the day and age we live in, if their shonen protagonist ain't screaming their goal every 2 seconds, then it's a bad protagonist. Every story's got to be written the same for these guys, bro. It's got to be surface level. Because if you write anything any more complicated where you actually have to use your brain, it's bad in their opinion, bro. We live in the day and age of aura farming. If it ain't aura farming flashy, a lot of these guys ain't like it. That's the world we live in, though. I'm not like I wish I was lying, but that's the world we live in. It's one of the main reasons why Ichigo be catching flack a lot of the times. He ain't out here, you know, screaming his goal every 2 seconds or doing flashy shit all the time. He does it sometimes, but like, you know, when he ain't doing it, then all of a sudden he's a boring protagonist. Like, it is what it is, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you gotta use your brain cells sometimes, dude. He's like, you gotta use your brain sometimes. Bleach is one of those mangas, you know, where like media literacy, it will really test your media literacy. It really will. That shit will test your media literacy a lot. Because if we're being real, there's multiple themes when it comes to Bleach. There's multiple themes in Bleach that you will miss if you just read it at a surface level. Especially if you're coming from shows where you don't really need to think that much. Because while Bleach, like, if we're talking about big three, while One Piece and Naruto do have some deeper stuff in it, a lot of it, and they did this on purpose, the authors of those two did it on purpose, a lot of it is surface level. It's really easy to understand. Really easy to understand. And while it does have its deep moments, it's really easy to understand on purpose because it's more pivoted towards kids. Because shonen is meant for young boys. That's why, you know, people like me, obviously, specifically, if we're talking about myself, I got into shonen really early. Because as a young kid, we loved, you know, once again, Naruto's goal of being Hokage, Luffy's goal of becoming, Pirate King. And in this case, with Ichigo, I liked him specifically because outside of Naruto and Luffy, he was completely different from the other two, but at the same time, was still inspirational to a degree. He had the goal of protecting people with the power that he had. Like, once again, reminding me a lot of Spider-Man because we all grew up, I wouldn't say we all, but majority of us grew up with, like, the Marvel and DC stuff, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, all that stuff. And once again, Spider-Man being a big inspiration of having power, and being responsible with it. Ichigo, once again, pretty much same thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Pretty much same thing. Having the power to protect people and using his power responsibly to do so. So it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things. But I know I went on a yap session right there. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of pivoted there a little bit, but you guys get my point. Like, the main reason why Ichigo is so beloved is because of how different he is to the other two protagonists, especially when it comes to the big three. And how he's written. Like, it's unique. And even though it's not pivoted towards specifically younger boys, it's more specifically pivoted towards teens. That's kind of how Bleach was. It's still really damn good. And once you get through it, which is why a lot of people, when they're younger, they don't understand. But when they get older, they start understanding certain things with Bleach. It's like, you really start to be like, okay, I understand why it was written this way. I just wish that a lot of the newer anime fans would think the same way and not just look at it at a surface level. That's just me. I know, once again, I'm yapping my ass off right now, but, I'm really passionate when it comes to this kind of stuff, and especially considering that, I like reading books. I got books all around my room. It's like, I don't know how with, I guess, these newer people getting into anime or manga, it's like, they don't know how to just not read only at a surface level. But then again, I don't know, man. In the U.S., apparently reading literacy is not at its highest, so maybe I'm the one who's crazy. Who knows? But I don't know. I'm yapping right now. Let's continue.
My client, Ichigo Kurosaki, have a goal? Well, yeah, dipshit. It came free with your fucking Xbox. In Chapter 25, Episode 9 of the anime, Ichigo states his goal loud and clear. I want to become strong, so I can protect people from the hollows.
Yep. And technically in the anime, he states the same thing in a different phrase. In the anime, he states that he wants to be able to protect as many people as he can carry in his two hands. He says that he's not a super villain. He's not like a Superman or a superhero or anything like that, but he wants to be able to protect as many people as he can with the power that he has. He states this really early, but yet to this very day, I can find somebody right now who tries to say that Ichigo has no goal.
This is Ichigo's purpose, his motivation for every arc, his raison d'être. Hell, it's in his name, one who protects. The catalyst for it being his failure to protect his mother from a hollow attack, and then later failing to kill said hollow responsible for it. That being said, does my client's goal influence the story of Bleach?
I don't need friends, they disappoint me.
We've already established the goals, so let's talk about the themes. The story of Bleach has themes surrounding the importance of family and bonds. In terms of family, Ichigo has talked about how important it is for older brothers to protect their younger sisters, namely in his fights against Acid Wire and Byakuya. In terms of bonds, that's the whole crux of his motivation for each arc.
Honestly, that first one where he was talking about the older brother and sister thing, bro, that literally plays right into the next arc with the Soul Society arc, if you really want to go there. That plays literally into the next arc, because you got Ichigo, who literally is talking about protecting his family and fighting the law, versus Byakuya, who had, obviously, Rukia, who was, once again conflicted with whether he should defend Rukia or go with the law because he's part of a royal family. So he's like, basically in that arc, the Soul Society arc, Byakuya is like Ichigo's antithesis for real. Got one who wants to protect their family regardless of what the law says, and then you got the other who, regardless, is trying to follow the law, so that's why he's trying to kill Rukia, at least at that point in time. Byakuya's got some crazy character development, too, throughout that arc.
After all, there is no one to protect if you have no bonds. It's the reason behind him getting his Shinigami powers from Rukia. It's the reason why he decided to sacrifice said powers to defeat Aizen. It's the reason why he got his powers back, and it's the reason behind every single arc in Bleach. Each arc has him either save a friend, protect his loved ones, or try to gain power to protect his loved ones. The first arc has him learn what it means to protect, and it helps him realize what his goal really is, as well as establish his supporting cast. The Soul Society arc has him rescue Rukia from being executed for the crime of giving him his powers. This also has him fight his antithesis, but that's for a little later. The Arrancar and Hueco Mundo arcs have Mr. Kurosaki come to terms with and rely on his new monstrous hollow powers in order to fight this new threat called the Arrancar. Something his love interest, Orihime, a key character in this arc, isn't too keen on. She's also captured at the beginning of this saga, which acts as a sort of catalyst for getting Ichigo to partake in the main antagonist's war against the Gotei 13, which ends up culminating in the fake Karakura Town arc. As stated earlier, this has my client sacrifice his powers not only to protect his friends, but also his hometown and his enemies turned allies. The Tale of the Lost Agent arc is where Ichigo struggles to cope with the fact that he can't protect his friends or family, and as such has him try to gain his powers back. This arc is centered around Ichigo being helpless and realizing that he can't go back to having a normal life because of his goal to protect people. Lastly, the final arc centers around Ichigo protecting the three worlds from Yhwach, the man who is actually responsible for his mother's death. However, his goals don't just affect the arcs, but also the writing of his supporting cast. Starting with the villains, each major antagonist is antithetical to a principle Ichigo holds dear. In the Soul Society arc, Byakuya, like Ichigo, is an older brother. However, unlike Ichigo, who's willing to die to protect his siblings, Byakuya
Bro, it's the opposite.
Ulquiorra believes the heart isn't real, which is the opposite of how Ichigo and Orihime feel.
Bro, this man is cooking right now, bro. Like, I ain't even got words to say at this point because this man's freaking cooking. This man is freaking cooking, dude. Holy crap. This man is cooking. Like, this man is freaking cooking. I ain't got words, bro. Bro spitting right now, dude.
About their loved ones. Ginjo serves as a sort of dark reflection to Ichigo's desire for power. Where Ichigo wants it to protect others, Ginjo just wants it for himself. Lastly, Aizen and Yhwach want to remake the world at the cost of the lives of their enemies and allies. As for Ichigo's allies, they tend to represent different aspects of Ichigo's character. Rukia, in a sense, represents his duty to protect, as she was the one who gave him his powers. Twice. And always shows up whenever Ichigo is called to action. Well, most of the time.
Bruh,
Uriya
that's
represents
crazy.
Ichigo's desire for revenge, as his entire clan was wiped out by the Shinigami.
Almost.
Well,
Technically, they're
for
hiding.
the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This also parallels Ichigo's desire for revenge
Yeah.
on the hollow that killed his mother. My compadre Chad represents Ichigo's value in loyalty and friendship. Outside of his father Ishin, Chad was the only one who looked for a way to help Ichigo regain his powers after he lost them. Both have also always been there for each other.
Facts.
Last but not least is Orihime Inoue.
And how fucking dare anyone out
Bro, the
there
fact
make
that people
fun
be
of
shitting on it.
after
Yeah.
all she's been through.
Both her and Ichigo have shown a desire to protect, but in different ways. While Ichigo's desires to protect manifested in offensive powers and the form of a sword, Orihime's powers manifested
Sword
in
and shield,
that can
man.
reject
Sword
heat.
and
They
shield,
both
bro.
perfectly complement each other. If none of that managed to convince you, then you can't get any clearer than blurting it out. Just
Yeah.
because he doesn't say, "I want to protect my friends, Bankai," at the end of every episode, doesn't mean that he lacks a goal. But if that
Thank you. Fucking thank you. Every Bleach hater, every Ichigo Kurosaki critic needs to freaking watch. Like, he's not a perfect protagonist. Let's be real. I'm not going to say that Ichigo's a perfect protagonist. No protagonist is perfect. That's why we're able to relate to him in the first place, is they make mistakes. They do stuff, and then they learn from it. It's, once again, how we relate to him. But for the people, like, everybody, like, anytime you, like, I straight up, I'm not even going to lie to you. Every single time I go on, like, any, like, once again, online, especially right now, and ask somebody why they don't like Ichigo as a character, it's either he has no goal, or, well, actually, that's the main one they could really honestly came up with. It's the fact that he has no goal. That's it. That's it. And it's straight up, like I asked these people, what would you rather him do? Like, be a head captain or, like, become the Soul King? And be like, yeah, it would actually give him a goal and everything. And it's like, bro, you get... So basically, you in your head, you think every shonen protagonist needs to be screaming that they want to be Hokage one day in order for them to not be a boring protagonist or for them to be a good protagonist. Like, it's so brain dead. It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous, dude. And once again, you mainly hear this from people who got into anime in the 2020s, like in the COVID era, basically. You mainly hear that opinion from them. Because you ask anybody who's a little bit older, it's like night and day, bro. And the crazy thing is for people who actually decide to give Bleach a chance, even like the ones who hate on it at first, usually after they're done with it, especially if they actually give it some time and, actually ain't just surface level into the whole time, 9 times out of 10, they'd be like, okay, I understand why you like this anime so much. And most times they turn from a Bleach hater, especially, to somebody who actually enjoys the series. But like, bro, thank you. Holy crap, bro. I've been screaming this from the rooftops for freaking years, dude. Every Bleach hater needs to watch this dude's video right now, man. Every single one, because Jesus Christ. I try to spell it out, or anybody else in the Bleach community tries to spell this crap out. They just be out here. These people, they just be on some bullshit sometimes, man.
That's the case. Why is it that people feel like he doesn't have a goal? And why would it matter?
It's fucking gay!
Normally I'd end things here with a verdict, but this is a big part of
There it is right there, literally right there. This is literally every Bleach hater's freaking... This is literally every single one of their... And like, and then you ask them to give an example and they got nothing. They got nothing. And that's how you know right there, a lot of the time, how they either A, didn't watch or read Bleach, or B, they're just hating on it because it's a trend to do so. Because this
Normally I'd
nonsense right here is literally the antithesis. This is literally the antithesis of somebody who hates Bleach the majority of the time, especially if there's somebody who just got into anime in 2020. This is literally the antithesis of their entire argument. Is that all shonen titles are generic, it's always an MC following his goals, nothing new and boring. Then you ask them why they hate Bleach, and then boom, they want to talk about how he doesn't have a goal, and now he's not out here acting like Luffy and Naruto. You've even had I've even had people straight up talk about how Ichigo is the most boring protagonist out of the 3 between Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, and I asked them why, and they got nothing. Even though Naruto and Luffy are damn near copy-paste of each other, almost. Ichigo out of the 3 is the only one who's actually the most unique out of all of them. He's not the exact same. They all got some similarities, but between Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, Luffy and Naruto are pretty much like copy-paste and almost like Goku, in example. Like, if we're being real, like, almost like their forefather for real. Whereas Ichigo, while he has some of their personality traits, he's the exact opposite sometimes of some of those two.
This is a big part of why people don't like Ichigo, which, side note, if you're gonna dislike a character, at least get your reasons right.
Facts.
And it's also why he's constantly compared to his contemporaries, namely, Luffy and Naruto. That being
Facts.
said, this whole notion of every shonen protagonist needing to have a goal is
Every
stupid.
single time,
A
bro.
protagonist doesn't always need a clear goal to strive for, nor do they need to be someone to look up to. Hell, Luffy and Naruto's goals aren't even all that. And what I mean by that is, they're not the main focus of their stories. Luffy's dream is to become the Pirate King, and unlike a lot of other characters in the series with the same goal, his reasoning is what makes him stand out. He wants to be the freest person in the world, and being Pirate King just so happens to align with that. Most One Piece arcs center around freeing or liberating people from tyranny, be it the Marines or other pirates. In layman's terms, One Piece is more about freedom and the pursuit of dreams rather than Luffy just becoming the king of the pirates. In Naruto's case, yeah, he wants to become Hokage, but the original series was more about becoming a ninja, which is part of the journey to become Hokage, so fair enough. However, the entirety of Shippuden, which makes up the majority of the series, is
It's him
centered around
chasing
him
Sasuke,
saving
man.
Sasuke, not becoming Hokage. Hell, he doesn't even become Hokage by the end of Shippuden. You
Yeah,
have to wait for a movie to come out.
They robbed us on that one, bro. They robbed us on that. I'm not gonna lie. I still say to this day that Naruto should have became Hokage in Shippuden, bro. Why they had to wait until a movie to do that, I don't know.
Isn't me saying that these characters and their series are bad, far from it. One Piece and Naruto are some of my favorites. And I don't just love Luffy and Naruto for their goals. I love them for their compassion, their empathy, their strength, their ability to inspire. What I am saying though, is that just because an MC doesn't want to be the very best like no one ever was, doesn't make him a bad protagonist, or that he's goalless. A goal can change from story arc to story arc, and that's totally fine. A goal can stay the same throughout the entire series, and that's also fine. Like I said earlier, there is no one way to write a good story, and you should stop pretending otherwise.
Facts. They need to figure this out, bro. Like, bro, these new gens need to figure that out, bro. Because these days, if the MC ain't aura farming or trying to do some crazy outlandish goal, then they think it's a boring protagonist. And by all means, everybody can have their own tastes. everybody can have their own favorite, genre or whatever. There's a million different genres when it comes to anime. But for you to go around talking about how every MC needs to be doing this, that, and the third, bro, without you even A, reading the series, or B, actually even getting time to know what the series is about, is just so stupid. And a lot of people do that these days. A lot of people do that these days, bro. It's annoying, to say the
On
least.
account of being a goalless protagonist, we find the defendant, Ichigo Kurosaki, not guilty. Yes! Finally! Oh my god! Man, fuck this shit. That quacksire looking ass judge kept postponing the court date. Whew. Hey Ichigo, don't forget to pay me for that.
Damn, bro, going.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if I taught
Hey,
you something
goated
new,
ass
but
video, bro.
only if you're a bad bitch.
Goated ass
Let me know
video,
what other
dude.
characters you'd like for me to cover in future character courts, as well as your thoughts in the comments below. I also have a TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitter in case if you want to follow me there. But again, that's only
Goated
for
video,
bad bitches.
dude.
Sorry this took so long. I literally wrote and researched like 4 different scripts for a video about Ichigo, which was obviously the character I hinted at last time, and ended up scrapping all of them. Only to then go back to basics. Damn.
It'd be like
I
that.
promise that you won't have to wait 6 months for the next video. There's one more thing I want to talk about. I've been editing some YouTube shorts for a few of my friends, and I decided why not make a career out of it. So I'm opening up commissions to edit short form content for you guys. So feel free to hit me up in my DMs or my email for any additional details. Now, for my next video, I'll be collabing with a few others to talk about what all of these have in common. Hasta luego.
That's a big ass W, bro. That's a big ass W, bro. This man cooked. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema, bro. Absolute cinema. And the crazy thing is with this, I'm not trying to say that Ichigo once again is a perfect protagonist or that every single protagonist needs to be like how Ichigo is. But I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, people need to seriously just like, I don't know, man. It's a different time, bro. We live in a different time with anime. But at the same time, it's like one of those things where some people just need to take some time to sit down and actually read or some shit, or like look past just the surface level action and, all the flashy lights, and actually sit down and understand a character. Because you see this even with the new stuff, like with Sun Jin Woo, where everybody loves the dude, right? And he's like the ore farmer, all that stuff. But then the one episode where he actually shows some character development, shows some emotion, when he saves his mom by giving her the medicine, she wakes up, then everybody hates the episode. Like, when the one time he stops ore farming and actually shows some real emotion, and then everybody starts hating on him, bro. Like, why? Why? Like, that just like goes to show you what I was talking about before earlier. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, once again, for these new gens especially, it's like, if it ain't ore farming, bro, these guys don't like it, bro. They don't like it. They want a protagonist where every episode, he ore farming, bro. No character development, no nothing. And for some people, that's fine, but like, I ain't got no problem with it, but at the same time, you can't just run around then and start talking about how other protagonists are boring when you over here copy paste only like the same thing, bro. Like, come on now. Come on. You can't only talk about one thing and then want to run around and talk about how everybody else is boring because you don't like it. Hey, but that's just me. But either way, this guy cooked. This man absolutely cooked. I like his videos. That's definitely a sub for me. Big dubs, big dubs, big dubs. And yeah. Great video. Honestly, a lot of people, especially these new gens, man, they need to watch this shit. They need to, because not even just with Bleach and Ichigo, like other protagonists too, bro. Like he said in his video, not every story needs to be written in one way. Like, and I think a lot of new, especially shonen, fans need to figure that out. But without further ado, ShikaiShinobi signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.